Hello, podcast listeners. We know podcasts are a great way to catch up on a program that you may have missed on KSJE, and it's provided as a free service of this radio station. But you know, KSJE is now listener-supported, and so while you enjoy this podcast, we hope that you'll also take some time to join KSJE. Become a member today. It's quite easy to do. Just go to our website at ksje.com/support and pick the level of support that best matches your budget. Thanks again for listening. Here's your podcast.
KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center, whose vision is to deliver world-class care, making life better for the communities they are privileged to serve. Offering a comprehensive range of inpatient, outpatient, and emergency care services so residents can live life better here. San Juan Regional Medical Center, community-owned and operated, here for you.
Ahead, turn right.
Isn't it nice to have a little help getting where you're going?
Your destination is ahead and 300 feet.
When navigating life's challenges, the San Juan County Navigation Center can help you with navigating housing, navigating transportation, navigating medical providers, and more. Learn more online at sjcnavigate.net or call 505-636-7110. The Navigation Center, connecting to resources, empowering lives.
You have arrived at your destination.
Morning, everyone. I'm Megan Cullip, along here with Scott Michlin and Scott Duran.
Okay, wow.
Sorry.
Tighten those dentures. Come
Yeah.
on. Good morning. Gee, it's okay.
I was busy checking the weather on the other screen.
Right.
It was
There's so
very
many.
sad.
I know. There's so many things to get your attention in the studio.
very
That's
sad.
true.
I know,
But
it's
anyway,
worse than Buffalo Wild Wings.
there's a lot of things going on in the studio. That's true. But good morning.
Good morning.
Nice to see you both. We are back
Yes.
for That's Interesting. That is the show where we get to ask you, the audience, to call in and share what's interesting in your world. That's what we do here on these Fridays. And so we hope that you will take advantage of that. Give us a call and let us know, because we imagine you've been busy and been doing stuff like all of us. So
Yes.
here we are. So I'll put the number on the screen. Let me do that right now. And you can give us a call. The phone number is 505-566-3909. There it is, crawling across the bottom of your screen right there. 505-566-3909. Phone lines are open and working, we think. So give us a call and we'll find out. But we want to get you on the air to chat with us, or just call and say hello. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yes.
So you've had a good week?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm just
all
like,
right?
I'm a little mad that like it's
You're
been
mad?
it's been gorgeous weather all
Oh,
week
right.
when I'm in the office.
Right.
And then
You
the
can't do
moment I'm free,
Yeah.
it's not
just
not good weather.
Credit.
Yeah.
I see.
To
I hear
today
you.
or tomorrow.
Now it's going to be raining.
Okay,
and,
that's
yeah.
right. It's going to be, it is supposed to be kind of rainy and that. So, yeah. In fact, I was going to talk about the weather today. So,
Oh.
yeah, I've got a
Are you
clip.
gonna
I've got a clip. How about that?
Are you going to explain the
Wow.
weather to us?
I'm not going to explain who can explain the weather, but I want to show you what it's doing in Telluride this morning. Here it is.
Oh.
How about that?
Some late April snow.
Late April snow in Telluride, Colorado. It's certainly
Jeez.
melting when it hits the ground, kind of.
Yeah.
But you can imagine the mountain passes and stuff are in worse shape. And so we know we have rain in our forecast too, which is what Megan's depressed about.
Yes.
Upset about.
There's this big old
Yes.
block of ice right there.
Big icicle. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so, and it's supposed to continue to tonight and tomorrow too, which
I
really
know.
messes up your weekend, doesn't it?
Yes. That's
See?
what I'm sad about.
Exactly. All those little frozen Easter egg hunts and everything messed
Yeah.
up. Terrible. But anyway, maybe Sunday.
Yeah.
Easter hiking? No?
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Hike for the Lord.
Okay. Anyway, there you go. But I was going to talk about the weather today, actually, because Scott Duran and I have been comparing our weather forecast apps
Oh,
on
my
our
Lord.
phones and how far off they were. And I was looking at mine, which we use here at the radio station, that said like 85% chance of rain today. And Scott Duran's has been saying like
45 or something.
45.
It's weird.
Why can't we have consensus
I feel like mine said 10%
in
this
weather?
morning.
Yours said
Oh, even
10%?
lower. See?
Yeah.
That's crazy
Yeah.
to me.
It
That
is
they
crazy.
can't all
just-
at least be, consistent, right?
Yes.
But I mean, that's been one of my pet peeves for a long time. That's the weather in our area, because we don't have, dedicated weather people, and we finally got some weather radar in Durango that I think is helping a little bit. But again, with so many different forecasts, it's kind of hard to see that at the moment. So
Yeah.
anyway, that's me. That's my little
That's your little thing? Yes.
my point today. So yeah. Anyway, what else? What's else going on with you two?
Well, I mean, it sucks because we were gonna. Well, we're rescheduling, but we were supposed to go out to the lake.
We were going to do a show at the lake today. That's right.
Yeah.
And we'll do that next week, hopefully.
Yes.
Will be
Knock on wood.
better weather, so we'll see. But yeah,
Oh wow.
what are you going to do? I mean, we could do a show in the rain and sleet on the dock, but I don't think that'd be a very nice show. You know?
No.
No. That's
You
not
never
what you
know.
think about.
I'm just saying, you never know.
You never know.
You could try it.
We could try it, but we're not going to.
I mean, you could try it.
I could try it
Yeah.
by myself.
Yeah.
I see what
I'll
you're
help
saying.
you set up.
You're going to
I'll just leave you out in the
go
rain by
wash your
yourself.
hair or something. You're
Yeah.
going to be busy. I
You can
understand.
go inside the marina.
We could go inside, and we could always do that. But I mean, what's the point of being at the lake if you can't see the lake?
Oh, that's
be
fair.
near the lake, be lakeside, lake adjacent doesn't count. So that's my point.
Which lake? Was it Navajo?
Navajo
Yeah.
Lake, yeah.
Oh,
We can
okay.
go out and check out
I was like,
Navajo.
Lake Farming doesn't have a marina.
No, they do not.
Okay.
That's true. No, the other lake.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, but there's been a lot of other things going on, improvements in construction. So we want to go show it off and take a look,
Show
see what it's all
everybody
about.
what's going on.
So yeah,
Cool.
Part of our on the road program. So anyway, audience, stay tuned. We're still going to go, just not this week.
Yep.
So, but yeah, we'll be out there.
Cool.
What about you, Miss?
What about me?
What
Let's
about
see.
you? You got the leather jacket on today.
I got the leather jacket
It's
on.
like
I'm
you came in on your
dragging this
motorcycle.
morning because I have to get this blood draw, so I haven't had any food yet.
Oh, you're fasting.
I've only had water,
Yeah.
which is fine. But anyway, it's Good
that's-
Friday today.
Good Friday today. That's true.
It is Good
right?
It's a
Friday.
big day.
I didn't,
It
and I
is.
guess the schools are closed.
Yeah.
That's
Is
a
it
thing.
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I noticed that the number of kids waiting for the bus weren't there today, so I assumed something was going on.
Yeah, schools are closed.
Okay.
And
Some city offices are closed.
city offices are closed. County offices are closed.
Ah, aren't they usually closed on Fridays?
No. Well, not for me.
Not for you, but you are.
But yeah,
You are closed. See.
Yeah.
And we are not closed.
correct.
How about that?
Isn't that weird?
That's one of the days. So you should be happy that we're working and you don't have to,
Sure.
except here.
Yeah.
Still
Looks
made
like
you
she
come
still
in.
had to come into work
Still
today
made you come
anyways.
in, right?
Yes.
Oh, how'd that work out? That's not cool.
So yeah,
But okay.
Good Friday is a
Big
a
deal,
big one.
right?
It's an important one.
Exactly. We're also in the middle of what, Passover?
Correct.
So that's
Let's
happening
see.
too.
I
we
think
in the middle of it, or is it
Passover's
over?
Almost over.
Passover's over.
I don't think it's over. I think it's almost over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks,
But
Roger,
yeah,
Roger.
usually they align, though
Pretty
not
close.
perfectly. They're
Yeah,
close.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah.
But interesting. So yeah, lots of significance.
Yeah.
Lots
This time of year,
significance.
right?
Yes, yes.
And so that's cool. But yeah, very
Wait
good.
for that bunny to show up.
That too.
It got me thinking about the human condition.
Oh.
That's
Go on.
That's what I was going to bring to the table.
Okay.
Oh, no.
The
Well,
human
Well, what do you
condition.
guys think the
Okay.
human condition is? Like,
Like in
Well,
general,
I know what
like
my
now,
human condition is, and it's not a pretty sight.
That's
Okay.
what I was about to say. In most aspects, I'll probably say not the best.
okay. Yeah.
I mean, are you talking individually or overall, or does it matter?
I think it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just wondering. I mean, I think overall, the human condition is, I think, at least I like to think of it as inspiring and hopeful. And those types of words come to mind when I talk about my human condition. You know, some days are better than others, to be honest. But, you know, I was just thinking about this the other night, actually, that you bring this up, is that, you know, I am older, and there are a lot of people that don't get to live to be older. And so I consider myself lucky and grateful, you know, that I have survived, whatever. I mean, I haven't had a real dangerous life. But still, you know, there's a lot of people that haven't either that
Right.
get, you know, that die early or young or what have you. So I'm very lucky and grateful and blessed to be able to still be kicking around. So I think about that.
Wow.
That's good stuff. So I don't know how I feel about the idea that the general human condition is more positive than negative. Like, I think, you know, what you said about inspiring reminded me of the movie Gattaca. Did you guys ever see that?
I
Yeah.
don't think so.
Oh, it was so good.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So Ethan Hawke's in it and whatever, and it's about the last natural born human before they start genetically modifying the babies.
Okay.
So the babies are created in a natural way, but they genetically modify them. So there's like these two brothers, and the last non-genetically modified kid wants to go to space, and he's not allowed because he has this heart condition. Anyway, but he does this whole stuff, and in the end, he gets to like surreptitiously go to space. But it's like the story of the human, like the will, the power of the human will. So there is something inspiring about that. Like there's something inspiring about the potential that people have.
Right.
But so often we blow that potential.
Okay. Well,
so
that's true.
Yeah.
But I was
on
thinking,
a lot of,
but I was thinking, of all these places, maybe these, second world and third world countries where there's a lot of suffering, and yet these people persevere and they still, inspire to have a better life and those types of things. That's what I was kind of thinking of when you said that. And so I know there's a lot of suffering in the world and a lot of, negativity and things like that. But overall, I think the human condition is one of aspiring to do better and to keep moving forward. And that's at least what comes to my mind. Certainly, I don't have all the answers.
Yeah, to keep moving forward. That's a good one. Like the will to live, the will to survive.
Yeah. Well, that whole idea
has
of
that down packed.
Yeah, and our whole, the idea of exploring and space travel these days, and what humans did, thousands of years ago, in exploring new continents and going across the ocean, and who knows what we'll find when we fall off the edge of the earth? Who knows, right? But the idea was, let's go and find out. If we don't, we'll never know. So let's go check it out. There could be sea monsters, but let's find out.
That's what I was just thinking. Was the sea monsters.
Right? Exactly. So I feel that is inspiring and hopeful when we talk about the human condition. So maybe I should take off my rose-colored glasses. I don't know.
Well, maybe I should put more of them on.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
I mean,
At this point, it's... Go ahead.
Well, this dovetails into Good Friday, right? So the idea that, like, the human condition has sinfulness involved and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
Truthful.
yeah.
But, right.
It's a somber day.
That's true. That's true. Well, and, in the religion, the Christianity that believes that, Christ died to forgive our sins and those types of things, I think is a very powerful message to a lot of people. So, and today is that very solemn day.
Yeah, that's true.
So there you go. Speaking of genetics, Mr. Duran, were you going to bring something up?
I'm not genetically modified, man.
You are not?
I know.
No. Did you have a haircut?
I did. That is genetically altered.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that. Unless you went to a really fancy salon. Wow.
That's what I spent thousands of dollars on this hair, Scott.
Wow.
No, I do have something about genetics, which is a great way to segue into that. I wanted to talk about the dire wolves.
The dire wolf. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, there's wolves.
They were in the
There's three of them now.
There's plural. You're right.
Yeah, they got 3 of them pups. Now, I believe their habitat is somewhere up in Montana, from what I read. But the Colossus Biotech is the company that is doing this, and everybody remembers them because they were the ones that were going to bring back the mammoth,
right?
The woolly mammoth.
Okay.
But yeah, they genetically modified a couple puppies to create the dire wolves. They found a fossil that had some of the DNA still inside of it, very Jurassic Park-like.
Yeah.
They started cultivating it, and then they found out that their original thought was coyotes and jackals, these sort of canines, were actually the closest relative to the dire wolf, which is very odd because dire wolves, if most people don't know, are actually very big in nature. I mean, they have way more muscle mass, and they're way taller. Then you look at these other smaller canines like the jackal and the coyotes, and they're very skinny and small.
Like our modern wolves, right? And
Yeah.
so I guess, and the idea...
Well, no, see, they didn't think the modern wolves were like that.
Okay.
They knew they had some DNA, but not...
But size-wise, I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, size-wise,
They're bigger than a modern wolf. And,
they're...
And I guess the closest thing we can compare it to is if people watched the series Game of Thrones.
Yes.
They had dire wolves in that fictional
the
series,
Starks.
but they were larger animals, right?
Yeah.
And so anyway, now they are back by this.
What's the guy on the wall? What's that one's? I
Sure.
didn't watch the series.
The guy, we know, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, his actual depiction of the wolf that he had with him is probably the closest actual looking
Right.
resemblance to what a dire
Talking
wolf would
about
look
Jon
like.
Snow.
That one?
That's the one.
Yeah, his wolf was actually the one that looked actually similar
yeah?
to what a dire wolf would actually look like. Tone and size and everything. But
So they're back.
Yeah,
At
basically
least 3
they
of
found
them.
out that the jackal and all these weren't actually the closest relatives. Dun, 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 dun. The closest relative to this breed was the gray wolf.
Okay.
which is the biggest one that we have.
That would be,
nowadays. Our largest wolves that we have.
Gandalf the gray wolf.
Yeah. You shall not bark.
Okay. Or howl.
Some.
Yeah.
But yeah, these wolves, the gray wolves, are actually pretty massive in size as well. They get about, what was it, 5'9" or something like that in length. And they stand on their hind legs. It's almost like 5'9", 10 feet tall. Or not 10 feet tall, sorry. Jumping massively.
6 feet tall?
Almost 6 feet.
Okay.
But yeah, they found out these were the closest relatives. So they started to genetically modify these wolves to compromise, or to not compromise, but to start to start actually getting closer to what a dire wolf would be like, and then started to alter the dire wolf's DNA to kind of start matching. And then once they got close enough, they actually impregnated, put in an embryo inside of a dire wolf or a gray wolf, and it hatched these puppies in a lab.
Okay.
And they came out with 3 or 2 for right now. The first 2 that they came out with were these 2 boys, and they named them. I forgot their names already. One of them is the female. His name is Khaleesi's, but the other one is Romulus.
Yeah, and Remus, right?
And Remus, yeah.
Remus,
I think, right?
classic.
The famous, right?
The
Yeah.
Roman
wolves. Yes.
Wait, did you say they hatched them out of an egg?
Kind of. They
Well,
didn't
no,
really.
they
No, they were
planted.
still mammals, right?
Yeah, they
Okay.
planted them inside
Gotcha.
a gray wolf, but they kept them
Okay.
in,
They've
kept
got
her in a
the-
lab. basically.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like a
And
test
then-
tube wolf.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Test tube wolf.
Right.
Yeah, very like I
Cool.
said, it was very Jurassic Parky like.
Yes.
Yeah. So-
But they did it, and they created these 2 boys, and then the female
And
came
the
out a
female.
little later on.
And I think, not to interrupt you,
No.
but I just did. Sorry. But they're really, I guess, trying to think about genetics and trying to have a different maybe set, between the males and the females, so they can maybe try to breed them. And,
Yes.
And have and make a bigger population and have to do this all in the lab. And so that's
Yeah.
kind of what they're
They-
thinking
they-
of. But as we know, we don't want too many closely related
Yeah.
species, or else we have problems. Perhaps.
Yes, we do.
So
So, yeah.
the 2 boys are brothers, and the female is supposedly supposed to have different
right.
DNA so that they are able to breed. But they still have some cultivated DNA to do this process again. Not enough, maybe to do maybe another couple pups or something like that.
Yeah.
We'll see what they do. Right now, everybody's half and half about the situation. But yeah, they're about almost 4 or 5 years old, and they're already pretty massive. They're already as big as a dog. These pups
wouldn't be surprised,
They're
yeah.
already as big as dogs. And again, if people don't know, these dire wolves they grow up to be 7 feet tall, and these pups are 99.5% accurate to dire wolf DNA. So they're 1% off, or point
Half
some
a percent. Yeah.
yeah, percent off to actually being 100% dire wolves, but they are genetically almost 100%. So
Okay.
they're estimated to get somewhere between 6, 8 to almost 7 feet tall in length. The males, the female might be a little bit smaller, but we'll see.
Right.
I feel bad for the female being doubled up on. That
Well-
sucks.
Right.
Like I said, right now it's
2
a
boys
half
and
and
one
half
girl.
situation, because again the company Colossus Biotech, their original goal was to bring back the woolly mammoth for ecosystem purposes. One, it gives a food source to like the colder climates, and then things like polar bears and all them are actually able to like come
Eat
back in
them.
themselves. Yeah, almost
Yeah.
like farming a little bit.
Yeah.
But it also helps to help with the decreasing population of the elephants in Africa and stuff that are being poached and killed for their husks and all that other all the other body parts that people seem to think they're special a lot. So
Yeah,
their hope is to start actually helping those that are decreasing in numbers to all of a sudden start boosting it back up, saying, hey, we can start genetically modifying, so now we can bring close animals that are going to go to extinct back up, and then start hopefully bringing back the ecosystem around the world.
Right. Well, and they wouldn't need to necessarily modify the genetics of existing animals. They could just
Yeah,
use
there's-
their code to
Yeah,
make newer animals again. And so for species that are close to extinction, I think that's kind of what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Which I can see the benefits of that. The other ones I'm not so sure about.
So yeah, that's-
reintroducing some of these long extinct species. I'm not sure, because certainly the dire wolf is
that's
probably going to
where-
be more of a hunting animal, and
Yeah.
what does that mean to other populations? Who knows? woolly mammoths, I mean, they weren't just eating vegetables. So I don't
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe
but
I'm descendant from a woolly mammoth,
maybe.
not eating vegetables.
No, right?
Sounds
Okay.
great.
There you go.
Well, I mean, that's
anything for you sounds great
Yeah,
today.
yeah,
Yes.
sounds great. Huh?
Yes, I know.
She is
That's
close to
true.
just start taking anything.
Let's
Get
not-
starting to get hungry.
Talking about food, poor
Yeah.
thing. That's it.
Well,
But I think too. I think they've talked about maybe the dodo bird and some other
yeah,
long
dodo bird with
extinct
some of them,
species.
they have a lot of those DNAs.
And so I think some of those would be kind of cool. But
Yeah.
again, I don't know.
Well, I mean,
These things went extinct for a species. The dodo bird. That's why we have that term dodo, because they were kind of dumb and got caught and
yeah, they weren't
we
the
killed them all.
brightest.
And they had nice feathers, and they put them in hats, and that's why they got extinct. Basically, you know the story, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you
I
go.
forgot about the hat part. Yeah. So I mean, it is one of those things. Like,
Those
that's
crazy
why
Victorians.
That's why it's half and half. Like people are like, this is absolutely dangerous. Why are we doing this? Animals
Right.
go extinct for a reason.
Yeah.
Right? There's a reason. Either the climate is changing, or their environment's changing, or they're evolving to something different. So like, you need to let them die out. But everybody's like, no, we kind of need this now. And certain things that, like you said, I could kind of see how it helps. But like again, doing this dire wolf situation was probably not the greatest step in most people's opinions, because again, like I said, they hunt in packs. They're original pack hunters, and they go about 7 to 8 members in their pack.
Right.
And again, these are 7 feet tall. Again, that's the part where people don't like understand. Like when you actually see it up close, it's not just like a regular wolf. Like a regular wolf's probably bodies like this. These things are massive. Their paws are massive, and they're canines. They're animal hunters. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. But
So-
again, if they're kept in captivity and they have a big area to patrol or roam in their pack, I think that's manageable, right? It's
Yeah.
the fact that if they start getting loose and then start reproducing, and then you have all these packs of wild roaming dire wolves, that could be a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what could go
So-
wrong? I'm sure someone will make a movie about it.
What
Yeah,
can go
no.
wrong?
Yeah.
So right now they're on halt. The government so far was like, hey, we kind of gave them approval to do this already, so we can't really do anything. But if everybody's kind of getting up in arms, we'll kind of pause it until we kind of reevaluate the morality of this. But I mean, at the same time, they're like,
Yeah.
kind of need some of these species to come back. One of the big things was like they wanted to start helping the bee population to increase their numbers again.
The what
Right.
population?
The
The bee
Bees, honeybee?
population,
Oh, the-
honeybees.
I heard the beet population.
The beets.
Oh, the
I was
beet
like, do we need the
population.
50s,
Yes.
1960s
That's
poets?
Beatniks. We need more beatniks.
We need more beatniks.
Yes.
Get on it.
That's right.
The
That's
beet
it. Exactly.
population.
More borscht. We need more borscht.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was about to say
We
more
need
more.
beets.
Yes.
Oh no, not the bees, not the poets. The bees, yeah, the bee
Vegetables.
population.
Yes, the bees. That makes more sense.
Yes.
Yeah,
there
so
you go.
that's another one. They were like, yeah, we can kind of actually do that. We can
See?
start modifying some bees and
There you go.
help that population regrow. But
Very cool.
this is just the easiest one, as what they told us. Like this was the easiest one. We had the most cultivated DNA of this one, and we had a species that was almost. I think they said it was like 90% to 91% almost accurate to the direwolf's DNA already. So it wasn't like they had to do a lot of alternating between the two to recreate the direwolf. So that was like.
I'm
It
sure
was
that
just
helps.
the easiest.
Yeah, I'm sure
it's
that
just the
helps.
easiest one to test out all this equipment and to see how far we can go with this and see how.
Well, and I guess too to see as these things age and get older, if all the genetics stay on their path of being wolf genetics,
Yeah.
right? Or if something goes horribly wrong or whatever, I'm sure they're all going to be highly studied and in a controlled atmosphere, which is good, and it may help science learn more about
Yeah.
these genetics studies and bringing back these species, or maybe helping with human. And we know health problems. If someone has some is genetically inclined to have health problems, that may help the human race down the road. Who knows?
Yeah.
So anyway,
Sure.
but kind of exciting,
Yeah.
but creepy
And did
at
you
the same time.
Did you get to see some of the pictures of them?
Yes. Yeah. They're big.
They're beautiful looking
Yeah.
canines.
I
Well,
believe it.
Yeah. I mean, as someone who
All
has a
white
giant
coat.
white dog who's
Yeah.
almost 6 feet tall, I could say, okay, I'm okay with.
I want a
Forrest might be
wolf like
part
the,
large animals,
Games
but,
of Thrones people. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if we have larger wolves, we might need larger wolfhounds. I don't know.
Oh Lord.
Who knows?
Boris already stands the same as height as me. He's even taller than me. Holy crap.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's all right. So, anyway. Cool.
He is.
So,
He's like 6'1" when he stands on his hind legs.
he is not that tall. Well, maybe he is. With his nose, if he sticks his nose up in the air,
Yeah.
he's about as tall as I am. That's true. But anyway, So, anyway, what else today? We have a few more minutes.
We have a few more minutes.
We do. Our
Lord.
phones are open, by the way, audience. If you'd like to call and let us know what you think about this conversation, we would love to hear from you. 505-566-3909, 566-3909. Are you good with bringing back extinct species or not? Or do you have another idea of another species we should bring back? I don't know. Pterodactyl? Anybody? I don't know.
No. But Brontosaurus?
Brontosaurus, really?
They're gentle.
But big.
Yeah, they're big, but they only eat vegetables.
Beets, I heard.
Beets.
Yeah.
Bring back the beets.
That's right. Exactly.
Let's see. Well, I don't often watch TV, but
No, what happened?
I was introduced to a show that I like because it shuts my brain off for the most part.
It's Seinfeld, isn't
In
it?
a good way.
No, I love Seinfeld, but in a good way. So this is called.
What show has gotten Megan Culp's attention?
Well, it's called What We Do in the Shadows, which sounds really dark or whatever, but it's
Yeah.
not. It's actually really funny because it's a mockumentary that's involves vampires.
Oh, yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
And I don't really care about the vampire, some people are into that whole
Sure.
genre.
No.
Not so much with me, but it's really funny because it's
Okay.
kind of like the humor of The Office, but with vampires.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Anyway,
Okay.
I can't remember the there's a
hilarious.
vampire there. He became real famous for a lot of stuff. He blew up on TikTok and Instagram. Like they started making short movies. I can't remember his name. He's a little bit heavier set fellow. He has a prompt English accent when he talks.
Laszlo?
It might be.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know.
I mean, that's
All
the
right.
character. I don't know what the dude's actual name is, but
Yeah.
anyway, it's funny.
Cool.
Well, let's
So, and it's great because it's only 25 minutes long.
Nice, right? But it helps to just disconnect maybe and just be able to enjoy some dumb show. Not that
Yes.
it's dumb, but just
Yeah.
But it's not changing the world, I guess. That's
Right.
what
Do
I'm
you
saying.
think
and I
there's
think
a
we all
bet-
have those shows that we watch for that reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I watch for everything.
Really?
No.
Really?
Seinfeld is that show for me.
Okay. Good. I think it's a great show too.
Do you think there's a benefit to having that sort of hobby to disconnect that way?
Oh, I definitely do.
Sure.
Yeah.
These days, yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
I do.
Okay, calm down, Scott.
I do
feel like you're
wonder
about to go
what
on a
the
rant,
cave
man.
people
I mean, this is-
equivalent of it was.
Yeah, I don't know.
What was the cave people equivalent? Is our desire and ability to disconnect for some of us, is that a luxury because it's a result of abundance?
Right. Impossible. I don't know.
True.
I mean, did that why they do the pictographs and cave paintings? Was that part of disconnecting or part of sending a message or documenting?
I think it was part of documenting.
Or
and
just,
sending
I want to draw some
messages.
cows or stuff.
Have you guys ever been to the what's it called? Story Rock?
Newspaper Rock.
Newspaper Rock.
Yes, I have.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
It's amazing.
It's just eastern Utah, outside of Canyonlands, I believe. But yeah, it's really it's fascinating, right? And so it's this whole. Scott's looking at us like, "What are you talking about?" But you should go because it's really interesting. It's this gigantic rock that people have been carving into for I don't know how many hundreds of years, I think. But
I think thousands because I think
Maybe.
they had everything from Neanderthal people to covered wagon.
well, yeah,
That's 2,000 years.
right.
Yeah,
and they've been
that's
leaving
a long
messages
time.
on this
Yeah.
on this big rock for a long time. But yeah,
Yeah.
fascinating. And it's just there. You're driving along and boom, it's there. And
Wow.
it's just amazing. But yeah, so on that note,
It's incredible.
there you go. We have left our mark on society today with this show,
Yes.
which will
Sure.
live on forever.
Sure.
And it's now beaming through the outer space on radio waves. You're welcome, universe.
Yeah.
there
To all the
you go.
aliens out there,
That's
you're
right.
welcome.
That's right. Exactly. So, but thank you both for being here. It's always great to connect with you. I mean, that's also part of it. Disconnecting from the world and getting to chat with both of you on
That's
Fridays. That's kind of a nice break for me,
Yeah.
I must
Oh
say.
wow.
It is.
I thought we brought more stress to you than anything, but okay.
No, are you kidding me? I just get to sit here and laugh and push buttons.
Oh, that's true.
What could be
I guess,
better?
I guess,
What
yeah.
could be better?
You know?
Yeah.
It's like a video game.
Exactly. That's true. Very true. So anyway, but we are here on the 1st, 3rd, and 5th Fridays of the month with That's Interesting. And so we invite you to call in and let us know on those days what you're up to, what's interesting in your world. And then Megan and I are back on the 2nd and 4th Fridays with the other program we do here on Fridays, Solutions from the Street, which is when we look for maybe an answer to a local challenge or issue and bring
Poor
some
Megan
guests
doesn't
on.
get one break, does she?
No, she doesn't. She's the hardest working woman in radio.
She is.
Right? Because guess what? She's back tomorrow.
She is.
She is indeed. Radio Free Saturday morning.
That's right.
See?
Your eclectic music mix, 9 to 11 a.m. every Saturday morning, Mountain Time. And each week I bring you a different theme, and I organize songs within that theme, and it's genre free, so you don't know what it's format free is what they call it. But
Format free. But the theme is the same. The theme is consistent
right?
Yes.
across all formats.
Yes.
Process.
So you don't know what you're gonna hear. You might hear something of the beatnik nature.
You might.
And then you might hear something of, I don't know, the hip hop nature or something, but always family friendly. So it's kind of harder to find those.
I would listen to 2 hours of beatniks.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Beatniks are awesome.
for a future show.
Beatniks are awesome.
All right,
So
take it away.
my theme,
Snaps to that.
you're not supposed to snap to yourself.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, the theme is contrast or juxtaposition. So we'd have, like, for example, like a song.
You're playing vinyl backwards.
No,
Oh, all right. Sorry, I'm interrupting you.
that's okay. I can't remember. I don't know, like say I have a song about somebody going to rehab, and I have a song called "Clean" or something. That's like back to
I
back.
get it.
Or I have a
Okay.
song about
Right.
being sad, and then I have a song about being happy or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So that's what
Alright.
it is.
Interesting. Okay.
Contrast and
I
juxtaposition.
believe you have a special
Contrast.
guest.
I do have a special guest.
Oh, do you? Mm-hmm. Do they have a name?
Yes,
Okay.
he's actually been on before. Bob Underwood.
Dr. Underwood.
Yes.
There we go.
Thank you, Dr. Underwood, for joining Megan for her show.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
You two are
good.
kind of contrasting, and
Yes, we are.
so that's. Did you think of that?
Of
course you did.
Yeah, sorta.
It's all been planned. It's
Yeah,
all been planned.
it's all been
That's
planned.
right. Okay. Cool.
She knows what she's doing. Leave her alone.
I know she
That's
does.
right.
I know, which is why we
She's-
hired her.
Poor thing, she is starving.
I
and
know.
Thirsty.
She just wants to get this
eat.
over with.
Yeah.
I hear you. I understand. But anyway, tomorrow morning, 9 to 11, Radio Free Saturday morning. So
right.
check it out, everybody. And then immediately following is our other co-host with a show.
Yeah.
Handing out shows to everybody.
I know. You're just giving them out like they're candy.
Yeah.
Yes, after Megan is me, the world beat. I collect music from all around the world, and I show you stuff from different parts of the planet. Traditional and new style traditional. Basically anything that has traditional values and instruments inside the newer modern music.
Cool.
So world beat, we're going to be finishing up our island reggae. Sorry, my brain was trying to say island Pacific for some reason, but...
That's the theme tomorrow
Yes.
on your show.
It'd be the final little thing. I'm going to collect a whole bunch of different artists
Okay.
and present that to everybody, and then we're going to move on to something else. But yes, tomorrow is going to be Island Reggae from 11 to 12.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Which islands?
So far, it's been a lot of New Zealand.
Okay.
There's a lot of New Zealand bands nowadays that are,
Cool.
are doing the Island Reggae thing.
Okay.
So
there you go.
Yeah.
So 3-hour block of local programming tomorrow morning, everybody, right here on KSJE. And then, of course, later on Saturday evening, we've got more local programming as well. But we invite you to join us all day. You could just keep it tuned right there and
yeah, never leave.
never leave. Hear lots of different stuff. So there you go. So excellent. Well, very good. Well, that is our show for today, everyone. So we really appreciate you joining us. And tell your friends and tune in. And even better would be to call in. But we'd love
Yeah.
to talk to you. So, but until next time, have a great weekend. Stay dry and warm. And we'll see you next time right here on KSJE, everyone. Bye-bye. KSJE and the San Juan College Native American Center present the Student Study Tip of the Week.
Hello and good day. This is Demetrius coming to you with the study tip of the week. One of the study tips for college that can make a massive difference in how you approach new information is knowing the difference between memorizing the material and understanding it. Memorizing information isn't actually learning the information. It's just helping you learn how to repeat it during a finite time. For example, if you're studying for a Spanish exam and you're memorizing a conjugated verb chart, remembering what the verb looks like in the written form will help you remember the information for that exam. However, you might forget the meanings of the verbs and how to use them in a sentence afterward, since it's a very specific way of studying. This may catch up with you when you take the next level up of Spanish.
The Student Study Tip of the Week is presented by the San Juan College Native American Center and KSJE.
Did you enjoy that podcast? We hope that you did. And if you did, share it with your friends. And if you really want to keep podcasts like this coming, please support KSJE. You can do it easily online at ksje.com.